Morning. It is, what day is it today? 29th, I think it is, of December, obviously. And I'm here with something that's quite cool, to be fair, because it's the original RC car that started our channel off on YouTube all them years ago. I think it's 3 years now. It's been out of commission for about a year, just because I haven't really had the time to sort of take it all apart and see what's happening. But now it's back, and I fixed it yesterday. And I'm so happy. But the only problem was when I fixed it too well. And I put the slipper clutch, I made the slipper clutch far too tight. So there was no resistance in it whatsoever. So when the pinion was hitting it, it just basically stripped the spur gear. So it went really well for about 10 minutes. And then it just sort of was like, yeah, I'm not having that anymore. Done. So here we are. This is an actual, was it FTX bugsta. But it's also the same chassis and the same bits and pieces pretty much as the FTX Carnage and the Vantage, I want to say. So yeah, it's quite easy to get parts of, or parts for, but sometimes the parts are a bit hit and miss, like they're a little bit too long or a little bit too short, but hey ho. So as you can see there, you know, it's pretty stripped in one spot anyway, really badly. There you go. That should have holes in it, or slots anyway. So yeah, so we're going to be taking this off and replacing it with a brand new one that I've had in stock for about a year. Anyway, let's crack on. So yeah, it's pretty simple to take apart. Just quickly, you got obviously the nut that holds everything together. It's quite busy here in the kitchen at the moment. We've got dishwasher going and the and the washing machine, and there's the wife. Look, she's doing some stuff. But anyway, back to the Aussie. So yeah, anyway, so you've got to take off the nut first, which you just use your little hobby spanner. That comes off, put it to one side. I do have a tray, but it's actually in the car. You've got to take that spring off, and then here is like a bearing and something else that shields the bearing. Then here, you've got a little plate that you need to take off as well. Come on. And you've got one of these bad boys here. I'm looking through the cameras, I can't really see very well. This is the slipper clutch, like assembly type thing, pad, that stops it slipping. Then you got a little pin that you got to take out. Again, just make sure you keep it all there. And then you got to take this bad boy off. And I think there's another pin the other side. Yes, there is. Oh, and another plate as well. Ooh, that looks a bit warm. Looks like we could be potentially ordering a slipper clutch set. So yeah, so there it is, that's your slipper off. It's all right that side, sort of. And then when you go around there, there's a nice big flat spot there. And it's just generally all chewed up, so we'll get another one there, I think. So there we go, there's the, as it says there, look, Vantage Carnage 65T spur gear. That's going to go on there because it's basically exactly the same as that one. So yeah, let's crack on. Alright, so it's basically exactly the same way of putting it back on, but just in reverse. So I need to put this bad boy on first. This one needs to go onto there. Really poor camera work. Okay, then I've got to put the slipper over the top. But you need to line up this one here, into the holes there. So I'm just going to do that real quick, all right? So the best way to put that underneath is to literally get that in place, then use both hands just to lower it down. It took me forever to figure that out, but you know, I'm not the most clever person in the world. So now that's on, I now need to put this bad boy back in. There's a little hole around here somewhere, and then just reassemble the rest. Right, so after you put that on, you need to put your bearing back on again. It just slips on there. Then your spring, bonk, and then you do your nut up. Now, I was always told a good rule of thumb for your nut tightness is to do it up really tight, and then back it off quarter of a turn. So I'm going to try that, because yesterday I just tightened up to the max and then stripped the spur gear, or the slipper clutch, sorry. So yeah, I'll do that and let you know how we go. Right, so as you can see, the spring is completely compressed. I'm now just going to back it off half a turn but I need two hands. And so just backed it off half a turn. There's a little bit of daylight between the springs there, not a lot though. But I do need to replace all of this because it's really warm. But that's another job for another time. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. That's just this is, and also I forgot to say, this is only a 2-wheel drive. It was 4-wheel drive, but I found the diffs kept blowing at the front due to poor throttle control. Because obviously we were only learning about the RC, 3 years ago. So I took the front diff out and just made it rear-wheel drive, which doesn't really affect it, to be fair. It's it's exactly the same as it was. Speed-wise, a bit more leery in the corners, but it's all right. So yeah, it's all good. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching, and that was a slipper clutch replacement on an FTX bugsta /vantage /carnage.